All right. So where'd my code go? There we go. So in our app.js, we created the router and some routes. So if we go to just / we go to the home page. If we go to / articles / some article ID, we render the article page. So I'm going to bring the article page and the home page over here. And let's go through the README. So as mentioned above, the home page is largely complete. It simply renders the article list component. The only piece of functionality to complete is that when we click the article, it needs to pass. It needs to actually go to the individual article. So when I click this part here, we get this little to do, and that's right here. So we've got this handle title click. But when I click this, I actually want it to go to the articles /1, like so. So we've got this console log, and we've got this to do that we have to do. Let's actually just make sure the console log is actually passing in the article ID. Let's just see if that works. I don't even know. We'll see what happens. If I go back to articles, so we've got this event right there. So this handle title click, article list. All right, let's see what's going on here. So it looks like the ID is not working. Should be console log article ID. So we've got the news. I don't need that up here anymore. Let's see what's going on. Handle title click. The home page. Article list. Why isn't it displaying the article ID? Synthetic base event.
Would it be this dot props?
Oh, hold on a second. So the article list is, I think, probably why. No. This dot props. So I'm passing that in to the article list. Title click. Let's see. I'm going to actually, I don't see why that would be the case. Article teaser. Let's do ID equals article, or actually let's do index created date equals, I'm just going to move this all on the same line, just to kind of created date. It'd be article dot created underscore date, and the title article dot ID, or no, title. So it's like so. All right, our dates are no longer displaying. Let's go to article teaser. It's because of extracting the created date. All right, let's see if this is, all right, still. All right. So article list, got this key, ID, created, date. Am I getting any errors? Handle, title, click.
On line 11, you have create date and not created date. Does that matter on the article list.js? So
Yep, that's why. Thank you. There we go. Huh. The on click. Figure this out. News, handle, title, click, takes in a console log. So this handle, title, click is being passed into the article list component. The handle, title, click, this dot props dot handle, title, click. I'm just gonna console log this dot props. All right. So this should just take in an article ID and console log. All right. Oh, I think so handle, title, click in the article teaser. This is where I messed it up. This dot props dot handle, title, click should take in the ID in there and pass the ID right there. All right. See if this works. Nope, still nothing. Oh, my bad, my bad. This should go in the article teaser. Wrong. Oh, wait, I just had it in here, right?
Hey, Tom, is it
Yep.
because the on-click handler passes the event as a parameter? So is it capturing the event as your ID?
Yeah, so that's why we need that event prevent default in there at the very top. So let's go back up to the top. So in the article teaser, this is why we needed that. Event. So the article teaser takes in, let's do event. Whoop. I'll probably create my own function for this. Event prevent default. And is that throwing an error?
Your parameter is not the same.
Thank you. Title click. Yeah, I'll probably just create an on click. Just comment. Just copy that over. Uh-oh. What is happening? I think it should still work. Just, yep, there we go. Thank you, Ankur. That's what that very top part is for. Because we want to prevent the default handling or the default behavior of this on click. All right. All right, so there we go. We've got, and we're using the index. So when we click to go to this specific article teaser, we want to actually go to, instead of articles/0, which that's the ID, or that's the index of where that article is located at, we want it to go to article 1, but not actually article 1. We just want it to go up to 1 in the URL, because URL patterns never usually go to /0. We want to go to /1. So with that, inside of our article list in our home page, let's just console log the props that are being passed into this home page. Inside, because we can see inside of our app.js, like we're not passing any props in, or it doesn't look like we're passing anything into home page, but let's see if there's already some existing props in our home page. So if I go to my home page, notice over here are the props that are being displayed or console logged in homepage line 7. Looks like there's already 3 objects, or actually like 3 objects that are already being passed in as props to our homepage. We have this history object, this location object, and this match object. These 3 objects are coming from the router. This router has some objects already attached to it. And since I'm encapsulating these routes, pretty much anything inside of here, inside of this router, whatever belongs within the router is being passed down to these components as props. So inside this history props, or this history object, looks like we have some functions in here. We have the go back function, we have a go forward function, and we also have this push function. So this push function takes in the path of where you actually want to push it. So if I do .history and just do a refresh, this .props.history.push is a function, and I'm going to pass in what path I want to actually go to. So in this article or handle title click, instead of this console log, I can use this .props.history.push and push in the path I actually want to go to. So I can go to articles / do some string interpolation and go to whatever article I kind of want to go to. So if I look over here, I do a refresh and I click that, it goes to page articles or articles/0, and it should display some article information in here. But I don't want it to go to /0. I want it to go to article 1. So
can you go over that history.push thing again?
Yep. So because my homepage component is wrapped within this router component, the router component comes with 3 objects that pass down to these route components, or essentially the components that exist inside of the router. It pushes down 3 objects as props. And one of them is called history. One of the objects is history. And this history object has different functions and or values. Essentially, they're all functions associated with it. So history has a function called go back, go forward. It's essentially you're able to go forward and go back in your browser history. It looks also has like the location. So the path name is articles 0. I'm at article 0. It has some search, some state. It's got a listener on here. But this push function, I'm able to push to a different URL by doing this .props.history.push and then passing in whatever path I actually want to go to when I click that button or click that link. So I have access to this push method off of the props.history object. And I'm pushing to this article.
Is there another way to do that besides accessing that history prop?
There is another way to do it, yeah. But this is very common to do. All right. So I don't want to go to, I want to go to one articles/1, but I want it to display this this portion of it. So I'll do, instead of article ID, I'll do article ID +1. Whoop. +1. God dang it. So let's go ahead and refresh that. And I click there. Now I've got it going to article ID 1. All right. So we're able to.
Can you explain why you wanted to go to Article 1 instead of Article 0?
Well, we do want to display article 0, but we don't want to go to a route with 0 in it. It's just not good practice to have a route with a 0 in it. Because this is the ID, or this is the index of the array, right? But
it's just a bad practice.
yeah.
You're basically just compensating for that zero-based index of the array.
Correct. So now let's actually go to the article component, or the article page component. So the article page component should literally just display some art, like the articles. So let's go to the article page component, and notice here it's already has the article component coming in. So we actually just want to display the article component, and we want to pass in the article. So we've got our news that we're passing in, our news, an array of articles. And let's go ahead and console log this.props again. So I'm on article 1, but I want to display article 0 in the array. So I've got this.props. Is there a way I can extract the 1 from the URL to get the index of the article in the in here? So I've got index 1, but I want to get to index 0. But is there a way I can maybe extract the 1 from the URL, maybe subtract 1 from it to get to index 0, and have it display the article at index 0 in the news.json file?
Did that history, or that history prop have a method called like go back, something like that?
Yeah, but what would go back do?
If
Go
you
back
wanna
is,
go back,
yeah. So let's just keep looking. So we got location, we've got
we wanna
match.
pop the last
Yeah, there's a,
entry or look at the last.
so we can do like location.path name and just grab the last index or the last element, or do some like write a function to extract just the 1 out of there. But let's look at match. Location dot match, I'm sorry, this dot props dot match dot params. It has the article ID as a parameter with the 1 attached to it. So we can extract, let's just get this dot props dot match dot params dot article ID. Let's go back here and refresh that. And there we've got 1 being displayed. And that corresponds to that value. If I type 6, I've got 6 up there. So this dot props dot match dot params dot article ID. All right. So now I can grab the index 0 from that by just doing like let article equals news article ID -1. And now if I console log the article, see, let's refresh that. Now I've got the article of 6, but let's see if article 1 will display this Expedita by David's, this person. And let's see if that is in fact the first article in that article list. There it is, article. And if I click there, I get, here's that article. Now
Hey,
with,
Tom,
yep,
if someone was to put in 0 during the URL, would that return like an error or how would?
now just
Might be
return
hard.
nothing. Or just return nothing. You could add some handling if like there is no article, display something else, but we won't worry about that right now. So we've got the article. Now we can pass that article into the article page using the spread operator like we did originally. And now we've got the article page. If I go back to here, if I want to go see that article, great. If I want to see this article, article 17. Great. If I want to see the very last article, there we go.
So using that spread operator, is that classified as deconstruction?
I don't know if it deconstructs it, but yeah, it's the same thing as doing ID equals article.id. What are like title equals article.title.
Yeah, and
It's
then deploying it all on like H1 tags or however you want to do it.
Yep. All right. So we've got our article page component. Great. We have everything displayed. Title, created date, byline. Wasn't there an image supposed to be in there as well? Where is this image at? Let's go ahead and look inside the article page or the article component. So I've got, if there's a byline, display the byline as an H2. If there's an image, display the image. Let's go ahead and look at this dot console log that this dot props. Let's refresh it. So let's look at, so we've got abstract byline created that. Yeah. I'm not seeing the image anymore. Maybe our data changed. That's certainly a possibility. Multimedia. So type image. So it looks like this is an image. This, let's see. I'm going to copy property, or yeah, copy that. Oh, that's not what I want. I believe this is an image. Yeah, so it's a JPEG. Okay. So I'm just going to extract this image from here. So I have to go to multimedia, grab the first index, and grab the URL. So it looks like I need to change. It doesn't look like I have it as an image on it anymore. So I got to go to multimedia. So I'm going to say, hey, if there's a value there, grab the multimedia at index0.url. There we go. So everything should work now. All right, that doesn't have one, which is good. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and actually style this now. As of right now, keep in mind, we're able to actually hit article 0, which is not restful. All IDs should start with 1. So we kind of already did that. We already altered the code to start at 1. And now let's actually style it with some bootstrap. So let's go back to this page and let's style this with some bootstrap. What is this? The article list. All right. So I'm at this React Bootstrap. I'm going to look at some components. Let's look at down here. So I'm going to look at the list group. I'm just going to display. I'm going to use this list group thing and display this. I'm going to use this to display all of these items. So in order to do that, how should I go about doing that? List group item. All right. So I'm just going to copy some code. And in this article list page, I'm going to render something down here. Actually, I'm going to run that up here. And I'm getting an error. It's because I need to import the list group up here. So I'm going to say import list group from React Bootstrap. And I just kind of want to see what this looks like. If I refresh it. All right, so I've got that displayed like so. But with that, I'm going to actually, let's see if I can do place of this div. So I'm going to get rid of this div and I'm just going to display a list group. And this list group item, in place of here, I'm going to move this list group item up here. Whoop. I'm just gonna, and instead of returning just the article teaser, I'm going to return the list group item. And get a bunch of errors. So I'm going to like so. There we go. No more errors. So I've got this list group. I'm creating a bunch of list group items, and I'm just rendering the article teaser component within there. So I've got these bunch of list group items. So it looks a little bit better. There's some, I can actually move some of that. So it looks like each child element in a list should have a unique key. So that's true because the key is no longer at the parent. So there we go. So I've got some styling there. And then on this list group item, I can add some shadow to it. I can add some padding to it as well. Some padding, some margin bottom. I'm gonna make background is white. I'm gonna make the corners rounded. Let's actually look at what that looks like. All right, now it looks a little bit different. Maybe margin bottom of 2 instead of, so it's a little closer. Maybe margin all the way around. Let's do all the way around. There we go. So now it looks a little bit different. Yeah. So this is all props that come from the React Bootstrap. So you can look in here and like research like how to make some margin and all that.
So you could do that within the class name?
Yep. Again, think of it as Bootstrap. So Bootstrap has specific components as well as you can create some styling within the class name, kind of like the old Bootstrap you were able to.
Yeah, and that's the exact same in invocations of Bootstrap, just under the class name.
Yep. So you like background dark. Yeah. We've got that. Let's look at our article page. So if I click that, maybe I want to like utilize something in Bootstrap, like maybe a card that has an image and some information. So we can look at the card. So I'm going to copy that over to our, or not article teaser. Let's look at our article page. And we can pick and choose what we want to use out of here. It looks like we have to import card from React Bootstrap. Is there anything else? We don't really need a button in there. So let's just kind of look at what this might look like. So like so, but we can input this stuff, the article content inside of that card.
Did you want to reformat the time?
Yeah, I'll get to that in a couple of minutes as well after I do this card. All right, so the card image. So in place of this portion for the card image, I'm going to move, this is where that multimedia is at. I'm going to move that all the way up here. And in place of this image tag, I'm going to use this card image. Like so. So we've got the source. I don't know if we need the alt tag, but I don't know what variant really does, but I'm just going to copy that. Top. Let's see what this looks like. I'll get rid of that. All right, we got, I mean, it's really, it's not that detailed of a photo because it's zoomed in. So we got the card body, so card title. Maybe we'll throw this part in there as the card title. And the card text. Let's do that as the abstract. And we can also let's make that on a line. And I guess we can put these both as like byline, make that like a card text too. Now this is
PP tags would work.
yeah. Let's make that a card text. Okay. Yeah, so P tag looks like it's the same thing as card text. Cool. Maybe we can add some margin to that. We can class name. Let's just do margin 5 all the way around. There we go. Something simple like that. Maybe make it a little wider, 24 rems. There we go. What's this coming article? So that's being console logged. All right, we got about 10 more minutes. You could do also the nav bar, which I highly encourage you to go and create your own nav bar. So React Bootstrap's not the only one. There's Material UI, which is a more up-to-date, I don't want to say up-to-date, but conforms to more modern design patterns. It is more of a learning curve than React Bootstrap, but there's a lot more customization and a lot more components that you can create. Like you have like a sliders, Like here's like the menu bars for it. It's got icons. But again, there is a little more of a learning curve to Material UI. Same thing as Bootstrap, but just a little more complex. But yeah, you can see you can create breadcrumbs with icons and all kinds of stuff. But let's go back and talk about that date time, because that's really ugly. Like, I don't know, that's just nasty. There's multiple date time libraries that you can use. Moment.js is a really good one. It's super easy to use. Unfortunately, it's not being supported anymore, or at least they're not, the developers aren't developing with it anymore. You can see all these different other alternative, Luxon, Day.js, all these other ones. But I'm just going to use Moment.js because it still works, and it's still, I don't see it going away anytime soon. But I'm going to use Moment.js to format our date time to make it display a little nicer. So I'm going to npm install Moment.js, or install Moment. And let's take a look at the docs, or the guides, the docs. So using Moment, so I installed Moment, and right here, ES6 syntax. So import Moment from Moment, and we can parse through some items. So you can kind of read through how to parse through display, add, subtract, display items. So you can displace date time really easily, like so. So I'm going to npm install. Oh, not npm install. Clear npm start. And I'm going to import, for the article, I'm going to import, is it Moment from Moment. And then in the created at date, or created date, I'm going to type in Moment. I'm going to encapsulate Moment with the actual date. I'm going to do .format, and now I can format it using a string of how I actually kind of want to actually format it. So maybe I want it to be month, day, and year. And now if I come back here and take a look at it, what happened? Moment.
Four placeholders for month.
Do you need to like instantiate a moment with like parentheses?
Oh, no, this should work. Why isn't this not working? Maybe.
Try three M's. Maybe it only takes
Yeah,
to the
maybe.
V3 down.
Did I do 4 before?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Still nothing. Let's just
I
actually.
saw 4 in the example.
Let's actually just try to get Moment to work just normally. Oh, maybe that's why I wasn't importing it correctly. Maybe I should read the documentation. All right. So Moment colon dot format. And now I can format it month, day, year. So import Moment from Moment. I'm creating a new Moment object. I'm passing in the current date in there, and then I'm formatting it to be month, or like a abbreviated month, day, and year. If I come back here, I've got February 10th. And I can even do like, I don't know, can I do like, no, that doesn't work. But I can maybe do like day. I don't know if that even works. February 41.
Age is probably hour. You can. I'm guessing that after that, you could probably format the time of day.
Yep, hour, seconds, or something like that. So at 2:25.
The 25th second of the second hour.
Yeah, it was a day, hour, second. Let's just see what that looks like.
Minutes?
I think it's
Oh,
AT,
Frank.
SS.
There we go. There we go. So if I go back, now I can also format this one. So this is in wherever this is being displayed at. Does anybody remember? Is it article teaser? Article teaser page. So we got the created at date. I can import moment from moment. And down here, I can do moment. Dot format. Month. Day, year. Oh. All right. And I'm gonna get rid of this dot props because I don't need that anymore. And I don't need the ID anymore, or this dot props ID. And there we go. So everything seems to be working. Great. Let's finish up in the next 4 minutes. So looking at this resource to style everything using, so there's React Strap. You can make a nav bar, a list of article teasers, and you can also make your articles look nice as well. And then you can go ahead and refactor using functional components. I'll let you all do that. But with that, that was new site 2. Does anybody have, or what questions do you have about any of the items we kind of went over today?